Muppet time! It's more fun in Muppet. It's more fun to learn. It's more fun in Muppet. It's more fun to learn.
Happy Values Day, everyone! Welcome to the second episode of Music Grade 10. I am your teacher, Sherwin, your teacher for today. Last week, we started talking about two important lessons in Music Grade 10. We have the music of Africa and of course, the music of Latin America. This time, we will have our last three lessons. We have jazz music, popular music, and of course, our very own Philippine popular music. For today's lesson, you are expected to describe the historical and cultural background of Afro-Latin American and popular music. Analyze musical characteristics of Afro-Latin American and popular music through listening activities. Explore ways of creating sounds on a variety of sources suitable to chosen vocal and instrumental selections. During the previous episode, we started learning about the music of Africa and Latin. We discussed about their beautiful vocal forms and instrument. Let me check if you recall all these lessons. So your challenge for today is, you determine if it is from Africa or from Latin. Are you ready? Here we go! First word is djembe. The correct answer is Africa. Number 2, we have samba. The correct answer is Latin America. Number 3 is apala. The correct answer is Africa. Number 4, we have bossa nova. The correct answer is Latin America. Number 5, we have maracatu. The correct answer is Africa. And last, we have tango. The correct answer is Latin America. Very good, my dear students. Now you are ready to learn 3 new lessons for Music Grade 10. So we will start with jazz music. The arrival of jazz music was an offshoot of the music of African slaves who migrated to America. As music is considered a therapeutic outlet for human feelings, the Africans used music to recall their nostalgic part of their home country as well as to speak out their sentiments under desperate condition at the time. By the way, what is jazz music? Jazz music is an American music developed especially from ragtime and blues, which originated in the African American community. What makes jazz music a jazz music? We have here the characteristics of jazz music. The first one is syncopated rhythms, making part of music off beat. The second one is polyphonic. It is producing many sounds simultaneously. Number 3, we have improvisation. It is a creative activity of immediate musical composition. And the last one is distortion of pitch and timbre. It is often utilized complex sounds. Different forms of jazz. Number 1 is ragtime, an American popular music style mainly for piano. Its style was said to be a variation of marching mode, where the effect is generated by an internally syncopated melodic line pitted against a rhythmically straightforward bass line. We have the different artists, Jelly Roll Morton, and of course we have Scott Joplin, who is very popular from The Entertainer. Number 2 is big band. Refers to a large sound form originating in the United States in the mid-1920s. It is closely associated with the swing era, with jazz elements relying heavily on percussion, wind, rhythm section, and brass instruments. Number 3 is bebop, a musical style of modern jazz which is characterized by a fast tempo, instrumental virtuosity, and improvisation that emerged during the World War II. And the last one is jazz rock, a music of the 1960s and 1970s bands that inserted jazz elements into rock music. Jazz rock is a mix of funk and R&B, which stands for rhythm and blues, where the music used amplification and electronic effects. There you have it, jazz music. Before we will move on to our next lesson, I want you to guess the title of the 3 songs that I will sing today. First, we have Girl, you know I want your love was handmade for somebody like me. Pum 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 pum. You got it right. Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. Our next song we have And Now the End is Near. What is the title of the song? He got it right. My Way. And for our last song, I'll be waiting for you here inside my heart. You're right, we have To Love You More by Celine Dion. I think you know already our next lesson. Our next lesson is, I think, the most interesting topic for this grading period. We have popular music, also known as pop music. Get ready! Popular music literally means music of the populace, which is similar to traditional folk music of the past. As it developed in the 20th century, pop music generally consists of music for entertainment of a large number of people, whether on radio or in live performances. And now, we will talk about the genres of popular music. First, we have ballads. Ballads originated as an expressive folk song in narrative verse dealing typically about love. The word is derived from both the medieval French chanson, ballade, and ballade, which refer to a dancing song. So we have the different variations of ballads. We have blues ballads, pop standard and jazz ballads, and of course, pop and rock ballads. Some enduring pop standard and jazz ballads includes The Man That I Love by George Gershwin, and of course, Always by Irving Berlin. And the last one is In a Sentimental Mood by Duke Ellington. Modern ballad music includes All of Me by John Legend. Here is an example of All of Me. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Up next, we have standards. In music, the term standard is used to denote the most popular and enduring songs from a particular genre or style. Its style is mostly in a slow or moderate tempo with a relaxed mood. It features highly singable melodies within the range and the technical capacity of listeners. Among the foremost proponents of this style are the following. We have Frank Sinatra. We have also Nat King Cole and Matt Monro. Here is an example of a standard by Nat King Cole.
And so I'm offering this simple praise to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
Our next genre is rock and roll. Rock and roll is the combination of Afro-American forms such as the blues, jump blues, jazz, and gospel music with western swing and country music. The lead instruments were piano and saxophone and were eventually replaced by modern instruments. This form came during the age when electronic guitars were supplemented by amplifiers and microphones to raise the volume. The greatest proponent of the rock and roll style was the legendary Elvis Presley, and he was considered the king of rock and roll. His hit songs such as Heartbreak Hotel and Blue Suede Shoes were complemented by his good looks and elaborate movements that includes hugging the microphone as he sang. Aside from Elvis Presley, we have also the Beatles, who is also popular with rock and roll music with their song I Saw Her Standing There, Get Back, and While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Twilight City gonna set my soul on fire. Get a whole lot of money that's ready to burn, so get those stakes up higher. Viva Las Vegas, Viva Las Vegas.
Next on the line is disco. Another form of pop music known as disco rose in the 1970s. This type of music pertained to rock music that was more danceable, thus leading to the establishment of venues for public dancing, also called discos. Famous figures of the disco genre includes ABBA. We have also Donna Summer, the Bee Gees, and Gloria Gaynor. Here is an example of disco by the ABBA.
Thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it? I ask in all honesty. What will I be without a song or dance wannabe? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me.
Now, let's go to pop music. Parallel with the disco era, other pop music superstars continued to emerge. Among them were Diana Ross and the Supremes. We have also Olivia Newton-John, Elton John, and the Carpenters. Pop superstars in more recent years were Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Beyoncé, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, and many more. They are considered the legend of popular music. Perhaps the most popular solo performer of all time is Michael Joseph Jackson, also known as Michael Jackson, who was born on August 29, 1958 and died on June 25, 2009. He was an American recording artist, entertainer, singer, songwriter, record producer, musical arranger, dancer, choreographer, actor, businessman, and philanthropist. Jackson's 1982 album Thriller remains the world's best-selling album of all time. Today's pop music idols includes music groups like Black Eyed Peas, My Chemical Romance, The Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Maroon 5, One Direction, and of course from Korea, we have Blackpink and BTS. We have also solo performers. We have Adele, Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Rihanna, Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, Katy Perry, Nicki Minaj, and others. And last but not the least in popular music is hip-hop and rap. Hip-hop is a stylized, highly rhythmic type of music that usually includes portions of rhythmically chanted words called rap. Rap is characterized by the artist speaking along with an instrument or synthesized beat. It has evolved into a subculture that encompasses music like rapping, DJing, scratching, and beatboxing. Among the early hip-hop artists were LL Cool J and Run DMC, while recent popular names includes Beastie Boys, Eminem, and Kanye West. Presenting to you one of my favorite pop songs, we have Angels Brought Me Here, originally performed by Guy Sebastian, but this time, let me present to you The Power of Four.
It's a long and winding journey, but I'm finally here tonight, picking up the pieces, walking back into the light, into the sunset of your glory, where my heart and future lies. There's nothing like that feeling when I look into your eyes. My dreams came true when I found you. I found you, my miracle. If you could see what I see, you're the answer to my prayers. And if you could feel the tenderness I feel, you would know it would be clear that angels brought me here.
If we have popular music around the world, of course, we have our very own Philippine pop music, also known as OPM. Patatalo ba ang mga Pinoy? You have been hearing the term OPM in many entertainment portals, but are you aware of its meaning? The acronym OPM stands for Original Pinoy Music, which is a genre under contemporary Philippine music. It was originally used to refer to Philippine pop songs, particularly ballads, such as those popular after the collapse of its predecessors, the Manila Sound, in the late 1970s until the present. Here are the following artists in Philippine pop music by decades. 1960s to 1970s, we have Nora Honor, Pilita Corrales, Eddie Peregrina, Victor Wood, Asin, Apu Hiking Society, and other were highly popular OPM singers. In the 1970s to 1980s, major commercial Philippine pop artists were Claire de la Fuente, Didit Reyes, Rico J. Puno, Ryan Cayabyab, Basil Valdez, Celeste Legazpi, Haji Alejandro, Ray Valera, Freddy Aguilar, Imelda Papin, Eva Eugenio, Nonoy Soniga, and many more. In 1980s to 1990s, this is regarded as the golden era of Philippine ballads. Among the classics that emerged were those created by Ryan Cayabyab, Kay Ganda ng Ating Musika, George Canseco, Kastilyong Buhangin, Willie Cruz, Bituing Walang Ningning, Jose Marichan, Please Be Careful With My Heart, Gary Valenciano and Regine Velasquez, Sana Maulit Muli. We also have Martin Rivera, Lea Salonga, Regine Velasquez as the Asia Songbird, Sharon Cuneta, Vina Morales, Francis Magalona, Pops Fernandez, Chano Gibbs, Ogie Alcacid, Joey Albert, Lea Navarro, Shasha Padilla, and many more. From 1990s to present, the famous solo artists and bands included the Eraserheads, Smokey Mountain, Dono Cruz, Ariel Rivera, South Border, After Image, Andrew E., Jaya Ramsey, River Maya, and Parokya ni Edgar. More recently, OPM stars also included Yeng Constantino, Sara Geronimo, Aiza Sigera, Eric Santos, Christian Bautista, Morissette Amon, Charis Pengpenko, Arnel Pimeda. We have also Aishel Santos from La Diva and also Jonalyn Viray, the winner of Idol Philippines. We have Zephanie. And not to forget the most popular a cappella group in the Philippines, we have Acapella Go. Let's talk about Philippine jazz. Philippine musicians have also been inspired by jazz music. Among them are jazz pianist and recording artist Boy Katindig, who comes from the well-known clan of musicians that includes jazz piano legend Romy Katindig and saxophonist Eddie Katindig. Next on the line is Philippine rock. The year 1973 saw the birth of Philippine or Pinoy rock music, which successfully merged the rock beat with Filipino lyrics. The new sound was introduced by the legendary Juan de la Cruz Band with their song Ang Himig Natin. Continuing the legacy of Pinoy rock today are vocal groups and bands that includes River Maya, The Dawn, True Faith, The Eraserheads, Bamboo, Parokya ni Edgar, Hail, Sandwich, Sugar Free, Sponge, Cola, and others. Now we have the Philippine alternative folk music. The Philippines also saw the rise of alternative folk music, which was different from the traditional and popular form. This new form combined ethnic instrumentation with electronic accompaniment while presenting themes or issues of society and the environment. Some of the Filipino composers who championed this style were Joey Ayala, Grace Nono, and Edru Abraham. Among other Filipino composers whose styles ranged from folk to semi-ethnic were Freddy Aguilar with his popular composition Anak. We have Yoyoy Villame from his composition Magellan, and Florante, Ako'y Isang Pinoy. And lastly, we have Pinoy rap. In the Philippines, rap was also made popular by such composers and performers as Francis Magalona with his Mga Kababayan Ko, Dapat ang malaman mo, bilib ako sa kulay ko, ako ay Pilipino. And Andrew E. with Humanap Ka ng Pangit. Humanap Ka ng Pangit. Now, we will talk about Francis Magalona. Francis Magalona is also known as Francis M., the master rapper and the man from Manila. He was a Filipino rapper, songwriter, producer, actor, director, television host, and photographer. He is often hailed as the king of Pinoy rap and is considered a legend in the Philippine music community. Ilang ulit mo nang itinatanong sa'kin kung hanggang saan, hanggang kailan magtatagal ang ating pagmamahal, hanggang may himig pa akong naririnig dito sa aking daigdig.
hanggang may musika akong tinataglay, kita'y iniibig. Giliwag mo sanang isipin, ikaw ay aking linisan, hindi ko magagawang lumayo sa iyong piling. At nais kong malaman mo kung gaano kita kamahal. Hanggang ang diwa ko tanging sa'yo laang, mamahalin kailanman. Hanggang pag-ibig ko'y hanggang walang hanggan, tanging ikaw lamang. Hanggang may himig pa akong naririnig dito sa aking daigdig, hanggang may musika akong tinataglay, kita'y iniibig. Giliwag mo sanang isipin, ikaw ay aking linisan, hindi ko magagawang lumayo sa iyong piling. At nais kong malaman mo kung gaano kita kamahal.
See, our music is very rich. That concludes our lesson for today. I hope that you learned a lot and get ready again for our next episode of MAPE, that is Art Education, next week. So again, that's all for today. Have a great day. Again, I am your teacher, Sherwin, your teacher in music. Bye-bye.